Good morning and good afternoon to our wonderful participants in the Dawia Family Office webinar. So we're just going to wait a couple of minutes for everyone to join in. I can see that people are already coming in. So thank you so much for being early. And we will start the webinar in the next couple of minutes. Okay, I can see the attendees are getting one more. So team, what I'd love for you to do is that whilst we're waiting for people to join in, by the way, my name is Adnan Moinuddin and I am the Chief Marketing Officer at Dawia Family Office. And I'm joined by two other great presenters and speakers, which is Anissa as well as Rohit. They're in the call as co-organizers. And we have our team, Harry and Salah, to manage some of the coordination between in the chat. So whilst people are joining in, I would just love to know where you are connecting in from today. So there is at the bottom, you can see that there is a Q&A question mark, which you can click on, and you can just type in where in the world you're currently joining in from. I'd love to just read and understand where you're coming in from. So please go ahead and just use the chat. It's a good opportunity to also understand how Zoho webinar works. So please go ahead and write down. Wow, okay. Ghana, Dubai, Dubai, of course, absolutely amazing. We've got people coming in from Angola as well. Wow. Amazing, amazing. Okay, we have people coming in from the UK, Dubai. This is amazing. This is really, really great. Brilliant. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for taking the time to attend this webinar. Where else are we calling in from? Yeah, please type in where else you're joining in from. We still have some people coming. Again, we've got Ghana again. Brilliant, brilliant, great. Okay, so I think we'll give it another 15, 20 seconds, and then we shall start our meeting webinar.
Adnan, I think we just had someone joining from Mozambique.
Wow. Okay, I missed that part. Fantastic. Welcome, welcome. Great. Okay, so I think we're ready to begin now. Thank you everyone for your patience in waiting. So everyone, welcome to the Dawia Family Office series of webinars. This is the first of many webinars that we'll be conducting, and our topic is about embracing the future and why Dubai is your next potential move to unlock opportunities for your growth and for your legacy. So this webinar is going to cover a lot of things, and if you can move to the next slide, I can share some elements on the content. Great. So what we're trying to do is that although it might seem like we have a lot of things covered, we'll try to consolidate everything. The main thing is that we'll be talking about why Dubai is the right place. We'll be talking about a lot of elements that are really important for you to understand and to give you ease and comfort that Dubai is the right place for you to be. We'll also be talking about real estate in a lot of detail. And finally, we'll be ending with some question and answers and a small closing. Now, before we get into the details of the session, I would like to just give you a small orientation. So we've already done the question and answer. So you already used that blog, and I appreciate that you've already done so. So in case during the course of the presentation, if you have any questions, please do type them in the window. We will address those questions towards the end of the presentations so that we can keep it efficient. And there will also be an opportunity to do the Q&A towards the end. Now, the other thing is the other places as well. There's the emoji as well. If you want to use the emoji, if you like something, we'd love to hear from you if there's an interesting point that you've seen. So you can just throw out the emoji or a thumbs up to the presenter at that point in time. And towards the end, then we talk about the question and answer. So that's just a quick orientation. You can see the buttons at the bottom. I think if you're joining on a mobile, oh, fantastic. So somebody clapped. So that's great. Thank you so much. And if somebody is joining in from the mobile, you will have those icons at the bottom of your mobile as well. So it will be easy for you to do so. All right. So without further ado, let's move on to the first section. Great. So it is my pleasure to introduce Anissa Boulahya, born in Algeria, raised in Niger, and now here in Dubai. She's a Pan-Africanist who worked for 15 years as a banker, after which she decided to hang up her corporate boots and get into entrepreneurship. Since then, she's built several successful businesses from the ground up. She's not just building businesses, she's building bridges between cultures and continents. Whether it's through healing cuisine or corporate gifting with African flair, Anissa's passion for community and innovation shines through. So let's welcome Anissa, who is here to share her incredible insights on why Dubai is the platform to be on for your wealth and legacy. Anissa, over to you.
Thank you, Adnan, for the introduction. I would like to thank our clients, our strategic partners, and our guests for joining us today. Thank you so much. And so the question is, why would anyone want to consider Dubai for their next move? And to answer this question, I would like to start with my own story. So in 2015, when I landed for the first time in Dubai, I was very surprised because Dubai looked like a merger between the Sahara where I was raised and the city of New York that I had visited a few months before moving to Dubai. And like many other expats, I really thought in the beginning that the Emirati were throwing their all wealth at building this extravagant facade. Fortunately enough for me, I was working with Emiratis in the National Bank of Abu Dhabi, where I was seconding the regional CEO of the bank. And my first assignment was to research leadership. And that's when I came across this book, which I also have always with me, which says Leadership Dubai Style. That's the title. And the subtitle is The Habits to Achieve Remarkable Success. And this book has totally changed my perception of Dubai. I learned while reading this book that the leaders of Dubai were not only envisioning, but they were also planning and building the future since day one. I discovered a very ambitious vision that till today is resonating with me. And I wanted to summarize my learning through a quote that I am borrowing to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who is the ruler of Dubai and the Prime Minister of the UAE. And the quote states, Dubai is not just a city, it's a vision of the future. Now, 9 years down the line, I'm still sitting in the front row witnessing the extraordinary success of Dubai, which has become what I would call the beating heart of the world. Indeed, beating heart of the world is a big statement, and I would like to pick three achievements to illustrate my point. The first statement is that Dubai has become strategic and it's a global hub, and it's connecting three continents, including our beloved Africa, to the rest of the world. And a number that surprised me in the beginning is that Dubai is involved into driving 11% of the international trade. Second point, Dubai has built a very diverse economy, and we will be digging deep into this during this webinar. And third point is that Dubai has built an advanced infrastructure featuring iconic landmarks, which I'm sure all of you know of, but also offering a luxurious and modern living standard amid a very safe environment. So the second question you might be asking yourself now is, how did the leaders of Dubai achieve that result? And really, like, it can look like a miracle, but they did achieve that. To answer this question, I would like to first address the elephant in the room, which are the tax policies. As you can see from this slide, the UAE, including Dubai, has been ranked number 4 in 2023 by the IMD World Competitiveness Ranking, ahead of countries such as Ireland and Denmark. Indeed, we have implemented a 9% corporate tax on taxable profits in Dubai in 2022, but still we have 0% taxes on personal incomes, dividends, capital gain, and even inheritance. I can hear some of you already thinking that there might be other jurisdictions that offer even lower corporate taxes, which is true. And I would like to just name few of them. Bahamas, Vanuatu, BVI, Cayman Islands. I'm sure just by hearing these names, you understand that those are very small and specialized economies that are focusing on offshore financial services, which can prove to be very useful in a large international group to optimize the taxes, but that don't even allow them to actually integrate this type of ranking. So they're not into this ranking. On the other hand, Dubai can claim a very comprehensive and balanced tax policy. And this tax policy is based on excellent infrastructure, global connectivity, as we've seen in the previous slide, strong legal frameworks, which I'm going to be digging a little bit into, high safety standards, and a pro-business government, which I've been talking about since the beginning of this webinar. All of the above has led to this very competitive business environment that we are witnessing today. Now, let me dig a little bit more into the business side of things. And as you can see, it's another competitive ranking that we're witnessing here. And this time, the UAE, inclusive of the city of Dubai, is ranking 16th worldwide. This is a huge achievement for a young and small country such as the UAE. And before I tell you more about the actions the leaders of Dubai have planned and rolled out, let's first take a quick quiz. Shall we, Adnan?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to start the poll now. And it's a very interesting question. And this is, what is the weight of the oil and gas sector in Dubai's GDP in 2023, which means what is the contribution of the oil and gas to the GDP of Dubai? I'm going to start the poll now, and we would love to hear your answers on this. Okay, the poll has started. So let's give it a couple of seconds. And you've got four options. It's above 50%, it's between 25 to 50%, around 5%, or less than 1%. Okay, we're getting a few results
Let me know
coming
when
in.
I can read the result.
Yes, absolutely. Let's just give it a few seconds more and just get a few more votes in. So please don't feel shy. Just go ahead and just vote whatever you feel is the number. Usually associate a lot of oil and gas from the Middle East. So go ahead, please. Just another 5 seconds and we should close the poll. Okay, Anissa, I'm just going to publish the result. Can I go ahead and you can then read off? Okay, so let's just publish the result. The votes are in. Okay, so I think on your screen you can see it. Anissa, you can go ahead and just read the results if you'd like to.
Okay, so those are very interesting results. So 28% of the voters have said above 50%. 48 have said between 25 and 50%. 16% around 5%, and then 8% of the voters have said less than 1%. So we only have two people who said less than 1%. So that's very interesting result. And let me tell you now about the composition of Dubai's economy, which may change your perspective on Dubai. So I'm going to go to the next slide, which is about Dubai's economy. So Dubai's economy has tripled in size in the last 20 years. And while doing so, it has shifted away from the oil and gas, which represented 24% of the GDP in 2003, but today is actually representing less than 1%. So I think we have a giveaway for two voters. And as you can see from this graph, it's a very diversified economy nowadays. I will not insist on the real estate and on the travel and hospitality, which my colleague from real estate will dig into, but I will take you through the reforms and the actions that the leadership has been taking to reach this diversification from the oil, but also to develop other sectors that are now a key component of our economy. Let's look into the diversification away from the oil. The leaders of Dubai have established 30 free zones. Some of them are economic free zones, focusing on a given sector. Others are trade and logistics free zones. We call them the designated free zones, and also a financial free zone, which I'm sure all of you have already heard of. As I cannot go through all the 30 of them, I've just picked 3 of them to illustrate my point. And the first one is the Dubai Internet City in the year 2000. The vision is to create a regional hub for technology and innovation. And the outcome today, DIC is home to 1,600 tech companies, including giants such as Microsoft and Google. And I know in the audience, we have a former Microsoft employee who can validate what I'm saying. The second example I would like to give is Jafza, and I'm sure all of you have heard about Jafza. The vision was to transform Dubai into a global logistic and trade hub. And the outcome today, Jafza is hosting 8,000 companies, and it has become one of the largest and most successful free zones globally, and it's contributing 24% of the GDP of Dubai, which relates to my previous slide, a number of 11% of international trade is somehow passing through Dubai. Last examples I would like to give on this slide is the DIFC. The vision was to develop a global financial hub, and we have outperformed the initial projections with today 3,000 companies incorporated in the DIFC, including 17 of the world's top 20 banks. And on this point, I would like to insist on the fact that DIFC and also the mainland have elevated Dubai to a leading financial center. And I would like in my next slide to tell you more about the financial services strength in Dubai. So as you can see, Dubai is now hosting 45 commercial banks. Half of them are international banks. We have a robust international banking center and a very good regulation in place. You have now the possibility to open in sometimes few minutes, sometimes few hours, and sometimes few days, any type of bank accounts in different currencies, whether for personal needs or for corporate needs. In terms of capital repatriation, we don't have any limits, so you can bring in and take out of Dubai and the UAE any amount you would like. Fintech sector, of course, Dubai has developed a very strong governance and regulation, and today we are number 5 globally. The fixed exchange rate, which protects our investments in the UAE. And last but not least, I would like to come to this conclusion where we say that Dubai is number 1 in the region and 21st worldwide in the Global Financial Centers Index. And I would like here to thank our partners, the Dubai International Chamber, who have given me these numbers for today's presentation. Now, continuing on the transformation path with a vision, I would like to tell you about all the investor-friendly reforms, not all of them, actually, some of them that the leaders of Dubai have been working on over the last 20 years and which have led to Dubai being what we know of Dubai today. The first examples I would like to give is the introduction of the freehold property law to allow expatriates to own their own property in Dubai. And I'm not going to dig much into this one because Rohit will cover the real estate in his slides. The second reform I would like to talk about is the bankruptcy law. The vision is to provide a clear legal framework for business insolvency, and the outcome has been an enhanced investor confidence and the stability in the business environment that we have been boasting about since the beginning of this webinar. Another very important law in 2019 introduced 100% foreign ownership in the UAE. It was already the case in the free zones, but since 2019, you can own, actually the application was more in 2021, you can own in the mainland and in free zones almost any type of legal structure and almost any type of activity. So you can actually own your company and do your business in the UAE without the obligation of having a local sponsor in your governance. This has led to an inflow of foreign direct investments, and the outcome is that in 2022 we have reached a record 12.8 billion in foreign direct investments. Last but not least, the ultimate family business related reforms that the UAE have introduced, which have enabled more and more families to make the move to the UAE. So in 2020, while everybody was complaining about COVID, they were working hard. The leaders of Dubai were working hard, of the UAE, sorry, not just Dubai, to introduce reforms in personal status law and to update family inheritance and alcohol regulations. And the vision was really to modernize the social laws and to enable expats to live in Dubai the way they would want to. And it has led to a continuous growth in expatriated population, and Rohit will tell you more about the numbers. The last reform, and I promise we will have a full webinar on this one to dig deep on what it means, is the family business law. The vision was to ensure the smooth transition and governance of family-owned businesses. And the outcome is a robust legal framework that will support the continuity and the growth of family businesses in the UAE. And now, without further ado, I will pass the microphone to my colleagues so that they can tell you more about the real estate sector. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Anissa. It was really insightful and really informative. So team, it would be really nice that if you have any questions that you have to Anissa's presentation, you can post them up now. We will take them later on, but in case you just want to document it now, please go ahead and do so. And we will then definitely be answering it towards the end of these presentations. And we'll be taking your questions. We'll have enough time to actually go through them. So next on is the Dubai real estate and why it is the new investment frontier. So for this, I would like to introduce our colleague Rohit. So if we can go to the next slide.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Adnan. So
just a quick introduction, Rohit, if you may. So really excited to introduce Rohit. He's a senior sales manager at Classic Properties Real Estate, and he's got a sixth sense for identifying great investment projects that are poised to deliver above average returns. So he's the guy you want to know if you're looking to get the next big opportunity on board. And while he's not closing deals, you'll find him diving into the stock market, playing cricket, or planning his next travel adventure. So please join me in welcoming Rohit. He's got some great insights you don't want to miss. Rohit, over to you.
Thank you so much, Adnan. That was a wonderful introduction. So I'm here from Classic Properties, sales manager at Classic Properties. Mostly I'm doing international events. Acquired a lot of international clients across the world. We have traveled to almost like 20 countries in last around 3 years, and we continue to do so. And so we as Classic Properties, we are based in Dubai with a team of 75 people and growing. We have a space in London and in Oman as well. And the best part is we do every aspect of real estate. That is doing consultancy, understanding your requirements, giving you a solution for that, be it for self-use or be it for a quick investment. We do property management. That is, we take care of your property end to end, right from the point of taking care of the property, snagging it and renting it, doing verification checks of your tenant, collecting payments, opening your bank account, all of that. So that's about Classic Properties. We'll go deeper into why Dubai, what Dubai. Yes. Continue slide. Okay, so I'm sure most of us have read a lot and heard a lot about Dubai's real estate market, the way it is breaking records. Sometime back there was news that of the world's 25% credits, they are based in Dubai. All of that are numbers, but going forward now, in 2024. If you look from 2019, that is from the days of COVID, there is a growth of almost like 25%. That's primarily because of the reason that after COVID, people felt that, and of course it's true that Dubai is one of the safest city, not in terms of only crime, but also from in ways of medical. We hardly had any kind of lockdown in Dubai, barring a couple of weeks or 3 weeks maybe. Total transactions in Dubai have skyrocketed to 350 billion in this year alone, and that's a 16% increase already from 2023, which again was a very, very strong year in the last many years. Demand has increased by over 30% year on year, and that's primarily because of good quality and high net worth individuals moving into the country. So Dubai is home to a lot of new millionaires and billionaires. If you just do a simple Google, you'll see how many people from across the world have moved into Dubai. And these guys, they are the people who have capital. They move into the city with their family to give them a ultra luxury lifestyle. And then they realize that the business environment is so good away, just as Anissa mentioned, that they start shifting their business operations slowly into Dubai. And then that's how the whole economic cycle takes in. Of course, if you're looking to buy for self or as investment, we have more than 100 projects. We at Classic itself, we try to offer you at least 50 projects at any point of time. Yeah, we can go to the next one. Next slide, yeah. Just to brush up some macro numbers again. If you see at 2023, we had a GDP of close to $509 billion dollars. And this year it's supposed to be expanding by another 4.3%, maybe even more. The best part about Dubai is that it attracts a lot of foreign investment. That's like 23 billions already last year, and it's ranked 16th in the world for the FDI inflows. For a small country like UAE and Dubai, that's a huge number. Now, one thing about real estate, going to real estate, is that how do we consume all this real estate? One is the population growth. If you look at our population in 2011, we were close to around something like 1.1 million. And today we are maybe in 2004 mid, we are close to 3.8 or 3.9 million. By this year, and we should be touching around 4 million. So that's quite a growth of population. And the international visitors, that's almost like 5 times of our population. Last year, we received 17.1 million visitors. And this is only poised to grow with the opening of new airport, the world's biggest airport in DWC. We'll talk about it in the next slides. So this is a very interesting chart. This shows the split of the sales of real estate or the properties in Dubai. The green color is the one which are existing properties, which you can buy from a single individual. So we call it, say, a secondary property or a used property, versus the blue one that is a brand new property, may be constructed, may not be constructed yet, or under construction. So if you see, there's already in 2024, the numbers of 2024 is not a projected number. It's a year-to-date number. So it's already surpassing the total number of 2023 with just like 7 months of data. And you can see that there's a lot of interest from investors to invest in off-plan properties, and of course the used properties as well. Coming back to why Dubai, macro-wise and by single reasons. Of course, we know that it is one of the cleanest cities in the world. 17 million tourists last year. Just one thing that I forgot to tell you, that with those 17 million tourists a year, what Dubai had in terms of hotel infrastructure, there were only 150,000 rooms. That included all kinds of stars of hotels, be it a 1-star, be it a 5-star, or unrated hotel apartments. All put together, this is from the Dubai Tourism Department, that only 150,000 rooms were available all across Dubai. So a lot of these properties that are getting sold, and if you are thinking that who's consuming them, of course the growing population is consuming them, but more than that, they are getting converted into Airbnbs or say vacation homes with a very simple license, which you get overnight from the Dubai Tourism Department. So a lot of that inventory is getting converted into Airbnb business or say vacation homes at very high yield rates of approximately 9 to 10%. So the 7% that we are showing you here of an average in the last slide, that is for the long-term renting, a year-long rent. But if you look at say Airbnb, it comfortably goes into the territories of 10, 11 as well. World's second busiest airport, and this is the airport which is the current airport which we are using. Once we have the world's biggest airport, DWC, Al Maktoum Airport, we'll have a capacity of 160 million people, passengers. This airport, the current airport, for your information, hosted around 97 million passengers last year. That's why it is the second busiest airport in the world. If you talk about investment, a lot of questions that I come across from my international investors, that how do I invest? What's the rules and regulations for the overseas clients? So it's very simple. As long as you have a valid passport, you can buy a property with a down payment and you get your title deed in the first 60 days of booking itself. How easy is it that? And of course, the political environment is very stable, even though if it is like a monarch role, it's very stable without any kind of disturbances, unlike most of the other regions around us. Infrastructure and service sector is booming. Every day you can see some new bridges coming up. A traffic jam somewhere and it invites a new flyover. Tax free, of course. Our kids do not know this word tax as far as the personal taxes are concerned. Interesting thing that once you invest in a property, you can also get a golden visa or investor visa. So not only does a property give you all the returns that we are discussing, it also gives you a right to access Dubai without any visas all year round for 10 years. And if you don't sell a property, your 10-year visa, that is a golden visa, gets renewed with a simple application. And you do not need to be in the country during these 10 years so that it does not expire. No, it doesn't expire like other countries or does not go on a hold like other countries. You come today, get your visa done, come back after 10 years and you are through. And this in golden visa, most important thing is that it not only gives you the right to stay in the country, but it gives the same access to your family, that is your kids, your wife, or your spouse, your parents, and unlimited number of house helps. So if you want to bring two kids, two drivers, all that is acceptable, and all of that can be sponsored under that visa, under that umbrella of the visa. Again, another thing very important for us is that our currency is pegged against the US dollar. So it's kind of a proxy of the dollar. So whatever money you bring in, and if you convert that into dollar or if it is in dirham, your value does not depreciate, because since 1997, our currency has been fixed against the dollar, and that's 3.67 dirhams for a single dollar. Rental ROI, as we discussed, average is 7, but depending on the property, it can go much higher. And to control all of this, your worries about the regulations of the real estate, we have a very, very strong radar which goes down into every detail of the property, so much so that it even regulates your discharge costs. So it's not easy for any developer or any housing society to just increase your maintenance overnight. It has to go to the radar authorities. They will audit it and then they will approve the costs. Yes. Next one. Yeah. Now, just to understand what is the competitive nature of Dubai against the most darling cities of the world from the point of view of investments in real estate, we have taken just a few sample data of UK, Singapore, Australia, and Dubai, of course. If you look at the rental yields, we are by far the best, almost like triple of most of the other guys. UK is 2.9, 2.8 for Singapore, 2.9 again for Australia. So all of them are below 3%. Of course, these are averages. We could have some exceptions in some locations. But yeah, this is the national average, whereas Dubai is comfortably around 7%. Another thing, that the cost of acquiring a property or the cost per square meter, again, if you see, Dubai is right down there at 6,600, and that is after this run of the last 3 years. To compare that to UK, we are like kissing the 20,000 mark for a square meter, $20,000 a mark, square meter. Singapore is close to $17,000 to $18,000. Australia is $7,000. So we are by far the cheapest economy to offer you that kind of real estate at that price. Yes. And one important thing, we didn't talk about the inheritance tax. So, of course, UK has got a very high inheritance tax. But what we forgot to show you there was that what is the capital gains tax in the elsewhere. So as you know that Dubai has got zero taxes for capital gains, whereas I know that Singapore is like almost like when you transfer a property, it's almost like 65% or 65% is capital gain tax. Similar, Australia is also capital gain tax is 40%. So net, if I say that you have invested in a property of Dubai, it's like almost like a dollar bond where your capital is not depreciating, you are getting 7% return, and your capital is appreciating, and still you are entering at the lowest prices in the world. Yes, Anissa, can we change the slide? Okay. Last and not the least, if you look at this chart, it's a very simple chart showing which is the most favorite destination among the investors to invest. And if you see, Dubai is right top on the top, and then we have Florida, Dominican Republic, Morocco, Portugal, Spain. So anybody who thought that Dubai is okay for not for me, just think up about it again. And Dubai is really becoming a very international market with very affordable price points and unparalleled returns. That's it from my side. Thank you.
I just having a little bit of an issue unmuting myself. Rohit, thank you so much for the great insights. I will just again, if the team, if sorry, any of the participants, if you have any questions, please put them up in the Q&A and we'll look to put it up to the panelists. And thank you. We have seen a couple of questions already coming in. And before we get into the question and answer in some more details, what I'd love to do is to introduce somebody very special to us. And Anissa, if you can go to the next slide. I would like to introduce to you a very dear person to all of us, and I'm excited to introduce Carlos Daniel. He's the dynamic CEO of Statement Group and Mirantis Technologies. These are two leading Angolan companies. So Carlos is an accomplished engineer with a degree from JNTU, India, and a young entrepreneur driven by a passion for creating social impact across Africa through his business ventures. His dedication to innovation and community has recently earned him the prestigious Founder of the Year award by the Global Startup Awards for the Southern Africa region. So please join me in welcoming Carlos as he shares his journey and his insights with us today about how, what were his challenges and how Dubai helped him out as a platform and how Dawia was there with him along the way. So Carlos, over to you. Would love to hear from you. If we can unmute.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for the introduction, Adnan. It's a pleasure being here. Just organize. Okay, thank you very much for everyone who is listening to me. Well, you already said everything, so let me see what I can say right now. Well, my story starts from 6 years ago when I decided to go into entrepreneurship. I was actually working for the oil and gas industry in Angola. Angola is a southern African country. So I decided to go into entrepreneurship, and we started a Statement Group, and we have been dedicating our lives into building businesses for other African leaders, helping them achieve business goals across different sectors. And very recently, like a couple years ago, we decided to go into technology as well. That's when we decided to build Mirantes Technologies. Mirantes is the first platform that combines career management and human resources management in one place. So when we were creating Mirantes, we wanted to make sure that we could leverage the technology we were building to build strong connections for Africans all over the world. And we were trying to look for the best place to connect these people. And we came to realize that Dubai was on the list of the hottest places we could start such a venture. But of course, I had zero idea of what should I do, or who I should speak to. That's when I met Anissa and the Dawia Family Office. And what Anissa has done to my business, well, I mean, I don't even have words to describe it. It's like Anissa has been my mentor for Dubai, the Dubai course. You know, it's like she has given me this really amazing perspective of what we could do in Dubai. And what I really love about this experience is the fact that I did not only set up my business in the most convenient way, but also she was able to provide me with a lot of, fruitful connections that are still, bringing results still today. And it's actually giving me. Dubai has given me this capacity to move faster. It's almost difficult to describe. It's like, things that you think that you could achieve in 2 years, you just get it done in 2 months. It's pretty amazing. Our businesses are really open. They share information, and you get in contact with the people in a very easy and smooth way, which is quite different from the place I come. Normally, sorry. Sorry. So normally, to get in touch with people, especially when it comes to the business, doing business in Africa, it's a very big concern entrepreneurs have. But when you go to Dubai, and I came to realize that it was actually, I was astonished when I came to realize that it's really simple to get in touch with people. People are open for business. It's like they're business minded all the time. And every time you want to start, every time you want to start something, every time you want to reach someone, you're one person away. And most part of the time for me, this person has been Anissa. It's like she knows everyone. And the structure the legal structure for businesses in Dubai is also very simple. I had no problem understanding what was the taxation system, how it worked, and what are the things that I should be worrying about. These are things that were not a concern since the beginning, since day one. And so far, we have been trying to increase this network and trying to help more people through jobs, people coming from all over Africa, going into Dubai. And with the help of people that we have been meeting all this time, it's becoming increasingly easy to understand the landscape. I was so worried, when I stepped foot in Dubai, I was really worried that it was just a bad idea, or that it would be impossible for me because I knew nothing at all. It was actually the first time I decided to visit Dubai was also the first time I was opening my company there, and it seemed almost impossible for me to do to do great in a place I didn't know anything about. But with the help of the consultation from the Dawia office, it became really easy to deal with it, and we are still doing it today. We are able to expand. We are able to fulfill more than we thought we could. And even though we are in the very beginning of this expansion, it's already showing a lot of good results. And I believe, I mean, after this, I could say by experience that Dubai is like the best place for doing business right now. It's really simple and really strategic in a way. So, yeah.
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you so much for this. Was not planned.
Thank you. Sorry. I didn't hear.
Yeah, I was just saying, Carlos, thank you so much. And I could see all the way through Anissa was smiling with such pride. So really amazing. And thank you so much for actually sharing that, Carlos. And it's very impressive, super impressive. Great. So moving on to the next slide. There's a bit of a delay in coming through. Great. We are finally at the question and answer session, ladies and gentlemen and participants. So in the extra panel, we've got Anissa. Rahul unfortunately couldn't attend, but we have Rohit and we have Naveen Pardasani here with us as well. You've got a serial entrepreneur, finance expert, real estate expert, and a mortgage expert. So any questions that you have, please fire away in the Q&A. And also, if you would like to raise your hand, there is a small button downstairs, my apologies, at the bottom of the panel where you can click and you can raise your hand and we can unmute you and you can then also ask the question directly. So until then, I have a couple of questions that did come in. So I thank you for the participants for putting those on. I will ask those questions and I will ask the panelists to then respond to those. So the first question is, okay. Interesting. So which areas in Dubai are the best for real estate investment right now? So I guess that's a question for Rohit. What's the hottest stuff in the market at this point in time?
So Adnan, there's no specific answer to that one. Of course, when somebody comes to Dubai as a tourist, he looks at Dubai Marina or say downtown and that becomes his go-to place. But I would say it is not just the only place that one should invest. Depending on their strategy and the use of the property, it can change. Of course, if you're looking for a self-stay, then any community like Marina or JLT or say something like Dubai Hills, Arabian Ranches, depends on your budget and the size and the format of the house. But if you're looking for investment, you could fairly look beyond, say, downtown or Dubai Marina and into some other locations, the upcoming locations, because that's where you will make a lot of money by way of capital appreciation. Just to give you a very simple insight that unlike other cities in the world, the whole city in the morning does not travel in one direction. That is, we don't have a single, let's say, a business center, unlike most of the other developed cities. We have office complexes in downtown, in Business Bay, in Internet City, Media City. Then there's a big Jabal Ali, and then so many free zones around the city. So you can pick and choose. But yeah, to give you a specific answer, I would say my favorite right now would be something like Dubai South. With the new airport coming there, we have some very exciting projects there. So expect a very good capital appreciation. Today it could look a bit far, but that's where you will make money, I feel, going forward.
Awesome. Amazing. Dubai South. So that's the keyword right there. So thank you.
Adnan, if I may add something,
yes,
when you will give the book and people will read this book, they will realize that a bit too far has always been the story of Dubai. It's a bit too far until it becomes the heart of Dubai. So it's a good point, actually.
Exactly.
I agree with you. Initially, the initial years that I've lived in, you're right. It used to be far end of Dubai and then it used to become the heart of Dubai. I agree with you.
Also, I would just like to add one more thing, that when people come here, they look at, say, particular locations as a tourist. So something with a location which has already played out all the triggers in terms of, say, shopping mall around it or a Dubai metro station around it. It means that all the things have already been played out. So you have to look for triggers. So that's where we come into play, that where are the triggers? Where will you have capital appreciation higher than the average market increase?
No, thanks so much. Thank you so much for that feedback. So we have a hand raised, and I have Julio Carlos, and I would like to then just quickly get him on audio with us. And so let me just get him on board. Okay, so just give it a couple of seconds. Julio, can you hear us? And can you unmute yourself? Okay, he's connecting. Hi, Julio. Okay, it's still in the process of connecting. So what I can do until then is I can just quickly go on to the next question that was posted. So if you bear with me a second. Okay, so this one is on, okay. So if, okay, I only have to get a property to get the golden visa. Is that correct? Or are there more requirements? Thank you. So that's actually one of the questions. So would love for probably Anissa and Rohit to take a stab on this one. Please go ahead.
Should I take that one, Anissa? Okay. So yeah, so if you want to get a golden visa, just let me understand your question again. That if you want to get a golden visa, should investment into a property the only way, or there's another requirement to get a golden visa? So the answer is yes. If you want to have a golden visa, buying a property is the easiest and the quickest way of getting a golden visa. You just buy a property of worth 2 million dirhams, which is converting to 545, which converts to 545,000 US dollars. And the best thing is that with the new regulations, if you, let's say if you invested in a property worth 2 million dirhams in an under construction property, the day you pay the down payment and get your title deed or the OPUD, a pre-title deed, from that day onwards you become eligible for the golden visa. So factually speaking, if you decide today, in the next say 30-40 days, or say at best 60 days, you could be a golden visa holder of Dubai. Does that answer?
Yeah, that answers it, and it's pretty clear.
Yeah, and that was actually
Great.
Julio's question. And Julio, please go ahead. You also had another interesting question, so please go ahead and ask that to the team, and they would be happy to answer you.
Okay, which one? I made three of them.
Yeah, the one that I received was regarding the Dubai Internet City.
Oh yes, Dubai is making the digital transition and is one of the biggest markets in the future when it comes to tech. So I want to know which how can I say, what are the chances that that entrepreneurs can take on Dubai in the next 1 to 3 years, and how can we adapt to this market that we are coming from lower income countries, and how can we make the leverage from our countries to Dubai, and what can we expect in terms of competition?
Can I take this question?
Please go ahead.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you so much for the question. I think the best example is actually Carlos and Mirantes, and there are so many more that we could look at. Dubai has launched a lot of initiatives to help tech and tech-enabled companies set up in Dubai, but not just to service the UAE market, to service actually the world market entirely. So it will be made for Dubai for the rest of the world. And whether finding the right talent, whether finding the funds for investment, like investors, if that's what you're looking for, whether finding the let's say the small market to get started, to try your solution on, finding the right suppliers, finding the right advisor, finding the right mentors, etc. I think Dubai is definitely the place to be. And if you ever want to look into it into more details, we can introduce you to the Dubai Future Foundation. If you come to Dubai, or we can organize a Zoom call with them for you, and you would see then all the initiatives that are being taken to push you. And aside from the government initiatives, there's also the economic environment that is very appealing. And as Carlos was saying, in Dubai, it's quite easy to knock at the right door and have the right advice or the right support versus the economies where we are coming from. But you know, Dawia
Yes.
Family Office is not just about Africa to Dubai. It's really a two-way story, and I'm myself very keen on developing and helping Africa. And for that reason, looking at Africa from Dubai is actually a very good seat to be sitting on.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Thank you so much. And Julia, I hope that answers your question. Julia, I'll just
It
pass
does.
on a couple more questions and we'll move on then. So thank you
Okay,
so much,
okay.
Julia, for that. Thanks. Okay, just gonna move the options out there. Okay, the next question. Okay, interesting. So this is can a non-resident investor get a mortgage in Dubai? So can a non-resident investor get a mortgage in Dubai? And yeah, and how much money can you borrow as a non-resident in Dubai to invest in real estate? So there are two questions, and of course, I believe this would be a fantastic question for our dear friend Naveen Pradasani, the mortgage expert, to give us inputs on. So hi Naveen, would love to hear from you on these two interesting questions.
Hi Adnan. It's really very interesting, this whole conversation from where Anissa began, and a good insight into real estate, although I know quite a bit.
Naveen, we lost your video.
Is it okay
Perfect.
now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So to answer your question, yes, a non-resident investor can definitely get a mortgage in Dubai. Of course, there are eligibility criteria, and depending from person to person, but it is quite simple, I would say, not very complicated. And what was your next question? What was the money you would require?
Yes. The second question is, how much money can you borrow as a non-resident in Dubai to invest in real estate?
So it always depends on the value of the property. Basically, you can get a mortgage of 50 to 60% of the property value. So if your property is, let's say, 2 million, you can get anything around at least $1 million to 1.2 million max as a non-resident in UAE. And that, if the property is still 2 million, it does not impact your golden visa. You are still eligible for a golden visa if the property value is more than 2 million.
If I may add something, Adnan,
Yes.
Naveen said it's quite easy to get a mortgage in Dubai. I would just want to add that it's very easy if Naveen is on your side. That's what I want to add.
Thank you, Anissa. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I think we have time for just taking on one more question. So let's just quickly have a look. Okay, so this was again on golden visa as well, about property investments. Oh, okay. This is a good one where we have, is the 7% ROI mentioned in your so this was in the real estate presentation, the 7% ROI. Is that sustainable? Like the 7% mentioned in your presentation regarding ROI from real estate. So Rohit, for you.
So, yes, as we said, that this is pretty much sustainable. And the main reasons is that this is a growing city. If you look at the projection of the population growth, and which we are already witnessing, and you can see that on the roads, on the traffic. So as per the projections and the Dubai plan of 2040, we should be at least 7.5 million people by 2040. And by 2027, that is in the next 3 years, it should be growing to around 5 million people. So that should be sustainable. And I would say that if you are entering at earlier stages, like right now, or maybe next 6 months, 1 year, I do not see a reason that why it should not even cross more than 7, because right now we have properties or inventory available in closer to the main locations of the city. Of course, it is expanding, but the earlier movers will have that better advantage of increasing their ROIs going forward because of the growing population and population with money.
I actually want to close this with this, and Rohit, I'd request a very quick summary of this question. I know we're running a little late, but When you arrive in Dubai, several companies and people come to your table with the real estate investment proposals. How do you identify the best investments and the companies to invest in? Short
Okay.
answer, not easy, but please, if you can give it to me in 30 seconds.
This is a more of a trust issue, whether you trust the other guy on the table. But yes, I would say that somebody who has got good portfolio of investments. Maybe if you want to look at some testimonials, or if you like in this room we have Anissa, who's the best recommended for our kind of services. So yeah, so a lot of projects available, a lot of developers, especially in this hosting market. So you have to like trust somebody and go by their track record, and also ask them the reasons that why you should be investing in a particular project. If those reasons are not clear, then definitely you are not for it.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Rohit. So I think that's it for the questions. I'd like to just move on to just a few more points we have left before we close the presentation. So if you can get to the next slide. So much, panelists. Sorry, I started rushing, but the time starts going. So, team, just a quick introduction of Dawia Family Office. So that's our mission, primarily the everyday. It's about empowering African family businesses to expand globally, thrive in a sustainable way, and transition with compassion their legacy to the future generation while safeguarding their wealth through strategic services. Seems like a lot, but all of our KPIs are aligned with this vision of enabling and empowering African family businesses. And along with that, our vision, if you can go to the next slide. Our vision is that we envision a thriving network of family businesses that have successfully expanded globally, preserving their heritage while embracing new opportunities. When you do engage with Davi, you'll realize that there's a lot of emphasis on legacy and heritage. And once you connect with us, you will see that in our services to you. Finally, just to close with our overall Davia services. So in this case, what you can see here is the overall Davia family services that we have. And we pretty much offer a holistic range of services tailored to help you seamlessly establish and thrive in Dubai, as you could see with the situation with our client, Carlos. And our expertise spans strategic business setup, financial and wealth management, real estate investments, ensuring that your ventures are positioned for success from day one. But beyond business, we provide comprehensive personal and family services. And this is what we really pride ourselves in, from relocation assistance to education and healthcare, ensuring that your family's needs are met with the utmost care. So we also specialize in legacy planning, which is pretty much our core, is to help you secure and grow your wealth across generations. So with Davia, every aspect of your transition to Dubai is meticulously handled. It allows you to focus on what truly matters to you, which is your growth, security, and legacy, and leave the rest of it to Davia Family Office. So with that, I'd just like to close with a final poll. So this is the first set of many webinars that we'll be having going forward. And our question to you is, if we can get a vote, this is a multiple vote where you can vote in different segments, is that what subject or topic would you like for us to cover next? So I'm just going to start the poll for this, and I'd love to get your answers to what this is so that we can start building up those particular webinars. I'll start the poll now. Okay, so there is 5 or 6 options that we've been thinking of, but we'd love to hear from you. It's about real estate investment workshop, real estate, getting started in real estate in Dubai, how to start your business in Dubai, education in Dubai from kindergarten to university for your family and children, tools to structure your estate in Dubai, and managing your family business from Dubai.
Adnan, while our participants are voting, I would just like to underline that there are a lot of very interesting questions that we didn't get time to answer. We will answer them by email, but we will also make sure that we address these questions in the next webinars, because I think some of them will be definitely addressed in the next webinars.
Thank you for that, Anissa. Absolutely, yes. We've noted down all the questions, and for sure, the ones that were unanswered, we will definitely respond to you on those. Okay, I will now just close that poll. We're running a bit late on time. So let's see the results. Great. All right, so fantastic. So in this case, the highest vote right now is for how to start your business in Dubai. Very interesting topic. And then in the remaining, we have managing your family business from Dubai is also getting a high amount of votes. So that is definitely duly taken into consideration, and we will for sure be looking into these in our future webinars. I would like to thank everyone for joining in for this webinar. Anissa, do you have any closing remarks or any closing words?
Yes, I just would like to thank you, Adnan, for doing an excellent work, and also Naveen and Rohit and all the team who has been working hard in making this first webinar happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
everyone.
panelists and participants. Thank you so much. We'll see you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Safe.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye.
I think we can exit and